So how did Giannis Antetokounmpo go from an extremely small prospect from Greece to the NBA Finals MVP? Let's find out. A few weeks after he concluded his rookie season with the Bucks back in 2014, Giannis strolled through the buffet at Mandalay Bay, filling up on his plate. Las Vegas Summer League is one of the first rites of passage for incoming rookies and second-year players who still need some polishing, and the 19-year-old Antetokounmpo was getting additional reps after an uneven first season. With Giannis's impossibly long arms, Antetokounmpo reached over an entire row of side dishes and scooped up some mashed potatoes from the far side of the buffet, then folded his 6'10" frame into the table. The previous night against the Utah Jazz, Giannis assumed point guard duties for the Bucks Summer League squad. Though he appeared on only one of 100 Rookie of the Year ballots, a single third-place vote, and Giannis tantalized the Bucks with flashes of jaw-dropping physical skills and the faint outlines of what could be a complete do-it-all star, which he later became to be, obviously. In Vegas, incoming head coach Jason Kidd wanted to see what Giannis at point looked like live in action, and the results had delighted the Bucks staff all week. Against the wall of defenders he would come to encounter regularly in his prime, Giannis zipped passes to teammates at the rim, split defenders off high screens, hit step-back jumpers from distance, and downright bullied his way through that wall for some easy dunks. The man had a lot of promise, and as he grazed on a heaping plate of prime rib, corn on the cob, salad, and a large bowl of fruit, Giannis chatted about his first foray into NBA competition, as well as the mundane taste of acclimating to life as a teenager in Milwaukee, a weird city. Giannis said that learning to drive was easier than expected, so much that he insisted on taking his exam after only 2 lessons in a small model Ford. The magnitude and vulgarity of trash talk in the league far eclipsed anything he had heard in Europe. Guarding Kevin Durant was unlike anything he had experienced in Greece's second-tier professional league the prior season. Antetokounmpo endured life without his family for the first few months of the season, and his parents didn't have Greek passports, and the painstaking process of getting them over to the US had weighed on him. Thanks to the good fortune of playing for a team owned by a senior U.S. Senator Herb Kohl, they finally emigrated in mid-winter, a welcome comfort for a man with a filial devotion in a strange new city. Though they had aspirations of sneaking into the 2014 postseason as a number 7 or number 8 seed, the Bucks went into a tailspin as injuries piled up and ultimately finished the season with the league's worst 15-67 record. Initially, the shift to a rebuild worked in Giannis' favor, as he started 21 straight games in December and January. Look at that. But before the All-Star break, head coach Larry Drew made a switch, moving a second-year wing named Chris Middleton into Giannis' place into the starting lineup. He still wowed with the occasional coast-to-coast, one-man break, and his skills as a finisher, but Giannis was down throughout the season, posting a worse field goal percentage each successive month. He finished the 2013-14 season averaging 6.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 1.9 assists in 24.6 minutes per game. Oof. As a consolation, Giannis aced that driver's test and mastered the science of driving in the Milwaukee winter. Good for him. With his family in place and his English improving every single day, he left for Athens soon after the Summer League to go home. In the coming weeks, he would put himself through a daily training regimen so strenuous that the Bucks performance staff would beg him to scale it down. This young talent might have been nothing more than a curiosity to most of the NBA, but Milwaukee saw something that was potentially special in him. An NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar walked through the Fizzer Forum construction zone on a frigid January morning in 2018, and he saw a very bright future. Abdul-Jabbar always saw potential in Giannis, and the Hall of Fame center knew that the young big man had the talent to lead the Milwaukee Bucks to their first championship since 1971. But what impressed him as much as the talent was Antetokounmpo's temperament. The 6-time NBA champion respected how hard the young Greek all-star worked on his craft and the way he went about his business, embracing the responsibility that comes with being the face of a small market team, as Abdul-Jabbar had done almost 50 years prior.
They want to go out there in the stratosphere and shoot three-pointers. I didn't think that worked. For the longest time, that did not work as solid basketball strategy.
As an organization, the Bucks understood that they were sitting on basketball's equivalent of a winning lottery ticket. They had a unicorn in Giannis coming into his prime inside a new downtown arena that they hoped would showcase his talents for years to come. The optimism from all corners of the league was off the charts. He went on to say, "This dude, he's going to put Milwaukee on the map, and I think he's going to bring them a championship one day." The Giannis effect, as it had affectionately been dubbed within the organization, gave hope to a team that hadn't had reason to believe in years. At the same time, there was an inherent pressure on everybody within the organization to do whatever it took to maintain the difficult balance of building a winner while also keeping Giannis happy. Despite the frustrations that had built up from painful postseason losses, the Bucks always held to the belief that they would find a way, a belief based on the fact that they had grown to understand what kind of person Giannis was and the loyalty that defined his life. He wanted to stay in Milwaukee and win championships just like some of the greats of the game that had done in other cities before him. Quote, "Definitely, that's one of my goals," Antetokounmpo said of sticking it out with one franchise. He also said, "Kobe Bryant did it, Tim Duncan did it, Dirk Nowitzki did it, and I just want to be one of those guys that stays for the city, plays for the city for 20 years. KD didn't do it." I'm kidding, he didn't say that.
I told Steph this, I was about 10 years old, and our AU team drove down to Charlotte and played, and it was just one, like, I thought he was white, but he was...
As Abdul-Jabbar watched from the distance in the years leading up to this moment, he knew that it was only a matter of time before Giannis accomplished all that he set out to achieve. It should have been a defining moment, but instead it was promptly forgotten in the aftermath of another crushing playoff exit for Giannis and the Bucks. Because his basketball world is framed in stark, singular terms, winning and losing, the full portrait of Giannis' leadership during a perilous moment of social unrest in August in the NBA bubble wasn't properly chronicled. As you can tell, we're now in the year 2020 in Giannis' story. The extraordinary decision of the Bucks to stage a walkout after a white police officer shot Jacob Blake, who is black, 7 times in the back in Wisconsin was unprecedented. The anguish of Bucks veteran George Hill and the disillusionment of Sterling Brown, a victim of racial profiling by the Milwaukee police, prompted Giannis to immediately throw his support behind his teammates and vote not to take the court. Their act of solidarity was cemented without input or consent from team owners, Commissioner Adam Silver, or other NBA superstars. And when the Bucks resumed play, they were eliminated by the Miami Heat, with Antetokounmpo regulated to the sidelines because of an ankle sprain. Dismay over such failures often leads to emotional responses. See the Philadelphia 76ers in 2021 with Ben Simmons. But Giannis refrained from pointing fingers. When asked if he would be requesting a trade during the offseason, he flatly replied, "That's not happening." It was his fervent wish, he explained, to continue to build a culture in Milwaukee that would yield success for many years. Many superstars before him have offered similar lip service, only to quietly maneuver behind the scenes to plot their exit. Kyrie Irving.
You don't travel with a basketball, do you?
No, and the fact that anyone ever thought that I travel with a basketball is just like, bro, what is like?
But Giannis really meant it. He signed an off-season extension and embraced his role as the face of the Deer District. Throughout the 2021 postseason run, as Milwaukee's fortunes dramatically rose and fell, he resolutely stood by Coach Budenholzer. When Jrue Holiday struggled mightily, Antetokounmpo forcefully offered his unwavering support. Holiday responded with a two-way masterpiece in Game 5 of the Finals. There were several memorable snapshots during Milwaukee's title run, and Antetokounmpo's outrageous block of DeAndre Ayton is the most delicious. But another that resonates is an animated Antetokounmpo imploring his teammates in a Game 2 huddle to play harder, play better, and play together when the lackluster Bucks had fallen behind by double digits. The team listened to him because he had exhibited each of the things he had asked of them. He passed on a role in Space Jam: A New Legacy to focus on improving his own game, eschewing countless endorsement opportunities to support the team, not individual success. As Antetokounmpo's game continues to blossom, so does his pedigree as a leader and as a person. It was nearly a year ago that the Bucks banded together for something that mattered so much more than the result of a basketball game. Perhaps the reward for that act of courage and conviction needed time to germinate, and the champions for social justice are now NBA champions too. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Tip Top Sports, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss an upload, and thanks for watching.